another, this one here really do it for you.
Baby, the love is yours. Yeah, baby, I'm in love for yours. Baby, come down to love for yours. Let me show you how to love for yours.
Y'all about my big bro Gerard in the podcast crew.
Good evening. Hey, Tina, how are you, ma'am?
Hello, Mr. Gerard. I am doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hello, Facebook land, YouTube land, IG, wherever you're watching us from. Appreciate you for tuning in, spending your evening with us here at the Floor is Yours podcast. You know the routine. We need you to like the page if you have not done it. Share it with some people that you know are not part of our community. We're trying to grow this community, and we need your help doing that. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We are on IG. We're also on YouTube. So we're trying to just grow our audience, and we definitely need your help for that. So, and then always, you know, this is the Floor is Yours, where we make a big push to make sure that you're given the opportunity to have your voice heard. So, hey, keep those comments coming in. Tell us where you're calling in from or visiting from. Any comments that you have on the topics, put them in the comment section and we'll make sure we get to them. But this is one of my favorite parts. When we get guests on here, we want to make sure that we give them proper honor. So I've heard great things about today's guest, and I'm excited about this interview. So her name is Tina F. Foy, and I'm just going to give her a moment to tell us who she is, what she's about, where she's from, and any other things like that. But like I tell everybody, and I told her earlier, I want her to brag on herself. So they take that moment. Don't be too humble. Go ahead and brag on yourself and tell us who you are and what brings you to the show.
Well, thank you, Mr. Gerard, for having me on your show. And hi, beautiful people. I am Tina F. Foy. I am the creator and host of Beauty and Me with Tina on Mogul TV Global, and Energize Her channel. It's all about self-care, beauty, and fashion. I am a former pageant queen, Mrs. Imperial Nations. I am a mom of 2 wonderful kids. I am a wife to a great supporter, a great husband. And I love talking about self-care, beauty, and fashion. I am all about women taking care of themselves. And from my experience of letting myself go and forgetting who I am, just taking on the duties of a mom and a wife, I had to relearn and reteach myself of how to look great, feel good, and still be able to be a mom, a wife, and a caregiver. So, with that being said, I was blessed with the honor of creating Beauty and Me with Tina, and it has definitely been a pleasure. And I have learned a lot along with teaching a lot to women how to take care of themselves, look good while doing it, and also know that it's not a selfish thing to do. It is much needed so you can take care of your family, believe it or not.
Wow, that's amazing. I appreciate what you're doing in our community. You know, as we grow ourselves, we want to make sure that we don't leave people behind. So, you know, it's important for platforms like yours, such as yours, that makes an effort to help, you know, build people up and remind them. I like what you said, the self-care piece. And we talked about this before the show, that you make sure you're taking care of yourself, but you don't neglect other duties as well. You said you're a mom, a wife, a friend, you know, a number of other things, right? So how intentional is that for you? Is that something you have to remind yourself as you take care of yourself, or is it something that you think you do naturally?
Now I do it naturally. Before I did not. I can honestly say before I went from makeup, hair done every day, getting up, rocking heels, dressed to the nine every single day. And once I became a mom, I forgot that. It wasn't intentional, but you tend to put your kids before yourself. You tend to put your spouse before yourself because you want to make sure everybody else is good. And one day I just had a epiphany, I guess you would call it, was like, what happened to me? Who am I? Like, I'm losing myself in everything else that I'm doing. I'm forgetting who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it came about. I actually struggled with my skin. I was modeling before I became a mom and a wife. and I was struggling with my skin and being self-conscious and being compare myself to other women was a big thing, and that messes with your mental a lot. It messes with
Mm.
who you are, how you carry yourself, how you take care of your family. Believe it or not, if you're not happy, if you're not with peace with yourself, if you're not loving who you are, that transfers over to your kids. Your kids can feel exactly what you're feeling, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I wasn't myself. I couldn't tell anyone who I was.
Yeah.
Knowing where I came from, I had to be. If anyone that knows me know that I had to have my makeup done, my hair done, even through my pregnancy. I was rocking 3 to 6 inch heels through my pregnancies.
Okay. Okay.
So for me not doing that, that was out of the norm for me. And it was one of those things where I'm like, okay, you know what? I have to get myself together. I have to figure this out. And I
Yeah.
went to therapy. I did go to therapy. I sought help. I took care of traumas that I knew that I needs to bring to the forefront to make sure that I can understand my inner demons and get rid of them and take care of them and learn how to handle them should they come to the forefront again. And then work on the outer part of me.
Yeah. So
Start redoing my makeup, start
yeah.
doing my clothes, start doing my hair. And here I am.
So that self-care, I hear it a lot, and you hear it a lot, but I think sometimes it gets so cliche-ish. And I've heard people say that there's a difference between self-care and self-maintenance. And I don't know if you think there's a difference, but I'm trying to like what does that look like? And just so you don't say, hey, take care of self. Like what does taking care of self look like?
So self-care is an internal and an external thing.
Mm.
But you have to take care of the internal first. You have to realize and be willing to admit to yourself, hey, I have an issue. Hey, I'm not as confident as I think I am. Hey, I'm comparing myself to others. What is the deeper issue? It could be simply a trauma that you had in school, a trauma that you had with parents, something difficult that you've dealt with. Once you figure out what that trauma is, then you can start taking care of it, whether it's through therapy, through counseling, and start doing affirmations, start journaling, writing down your thoughts, finding people that have positive energy. Let go of people that have negative energy. You can still love people that carry that sort of energy, but you have to love them from a distance. You
Mm.
have to set boundaries for yourself
Yeah.
because that's all with your mental. That's part of self care is taking care of your mental, taking care of your insides,
Yeah. So is
and
there
then
a
you're working your way
spiritual
out.
component?
For some people, there is.
Mhm.
Not everyone have the same beliefs,
Of
so I
course.
won't
Of course.
say that people everyone believe in God. That's not true. That some people believe there's a higher up, but it may
Mhm.
not be God. So there is some aspects of spiritual, but that depends on the person.
Yeah.
I can't say, well, if you don't believe in this, it's not going to work. That's not true.
Yeah.
Self
Okay.
care is how you take care of your inner self.
Yeah. Okay. So just unpack that a little bit more because I agree. Not everybody believes the same, and we're at liberty to do such. That's one of the blessings of living in the U.S. I've been
Very
abroad,
true.
and some people don't have that freedom. So as far as you, and you don't have to get into it if you don't want to, because that's personal sometimes. But I think it's important. Well, in my experience, when people are wondering like how and what do I do? Like, how do I seem so positive sometimes? And, sometimes you're willing yourself through. And me personally, it is the God that I serve or recognize. And I mean, are there times when you need to, of course, it's a shared responsibility for me, but what does
Right.
it look like for you when you're out there? Like, what, Lord, I need you. Is it that again, you don't have to get into it if you don't want, but
Oh no, I have no problem
yeah,
at all. Yes, it's definitely I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect anyway. No human is
of
perfect.
course
I'm
not.
not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm far from it. But there's times I'm like, God, you know what? I need your help here. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you not providing, or why are you not showing me this? And I've mentioned this to many people. He answers your questions. He may not do it the way you want him to,
Oh, yeah.
but he responds to your questions. Believe it or not, it may not be the answer you're looking for. It may not be the way you expect it, but he does respond.
Yeah.
But faith is a big thing, and it's a big thing that definitely has helped me through a
Yeah.
lot of things dealing with self care.
Yeah, you said that you're not perfect, and we hear that a lot. And I tell people because I'm not perfect, that's why I do lean on God. It's not because I think I'm better than anyone else.
Very
I
true.
like the thing figured out. It's like, man, I know whoever created all this, the heavens and the earth and all that, like the infinite wisdom there, like why not tap into it? So that's kind of
very true.
My mindset. Yeah, that's cool. So you said you were a mom and a wife. So do you mind telling us, like, how do you fit in your duties and not neglect your duties there, but still make sure that you're doing self-care? And how often does that, occur? Just trying to get into what that looks like again.
So for me, self-care is I can do a 5-minute process where I'm kind of drinking a cup of coffee and just looking out the window and just meditating and just enjoying the peace of just looking at the trees or the birds or butterflies outside the window. Or it can be half a day where I'm just like, daddy, you're on duty. The kids are yours. I'm going out to grab some coffee. I'm going out for brunch with the girls. I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to get my hair done, or I'm just taking the day just to sit out in a park and just look around. That can be the most calming thing ever.
Yeah.
People don't realize the simplest things sometimes are the best things when you're trying to come at peace.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my duties as a mom, especially during the school year, it's making sure everybody have their clothes out the night before, everybody have their routine down. We're out the house by a certain time. I'm getting everybody off once I know everybody's to work and to school. I have my coffee break and my woosah at least 5 to 10 minutes. And I get to my cleaning, I get to my laundry, I get to doing all my emails and my business stuff, making my phone calls. By 1:30, I am woosahing again before I got to go get the kids.
So it's not just a one time and I'm good for the day.
Oh, no. Not at all.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, and the reason I was asking that, I'm just thinking about how important it is to have support. We can't do this alone. We weren't meant to do this alone. So you mentioned that, hey, you throw it on your husband, not throw it on him, but like depend on his support. And how important is it to have support from friends, family, community, spouse when you're doing, making sure you're the best version of yourself possible?
It is very important. I have 2 boys. So it is one of those things where they feed off my energy. I can have the biggest smile on my face and say that I'm okay. And if internally I'm not okay, especially my oldest, he is autistic and he can still pick up. He's like, Mommy, are you okay? Even though I'm smiling from ear to ear, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, no, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm okay. Mommy will be fine. Give me about 5 to 10 minutes and mommy will be okay. And that's where I reiterate, kids can tell that something is wrong. So if you're not right internally or even outwards, because there's times where my oldest and my youngest are like, Mommy, you looking a little rough today. Everything okay?
Pretty blunt,
Oh, they're very blunt.
yeah.
Like, mommy, are you okay? Are you gonna do your hair? You gonna put on some makeup and get it together?
Yeah. I like this coming word, but they are the realest BS detectives.
Oh, they are very real.
Yeah.
My husband, he makes a big difference too. Because sometimes I do forget to slow down. I do forget to take a moment for myself. And he's like, hey, take about 10 minutes and go out, go grab some coffee or something. I got the kids. You go do what you need to do. I think having that conversation about how self-care for both male and female is very important. How having that alone time with yourself to gather your thoughts is also important. And for your kids, because your kids pick up on what you do.
Yeah.
So if you want to have that good track record with them learning how to start early on self-care and learning different tricks and how to handle certain things, you do it yourself.
Yeah.
I don't like preaching something I don't do.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing to try to do.
Yeah. I like Ivory said that kids have no filter. And she's right.
Very true.
Yeah. They don't mean to hurt you, but it's that blunt, raw and real that I like to say that they come with.
Very true.
Good. So as you were speaking about well, you say you have 2 boys, and we did a discussion before. We was talking about that boys come with a whole different set of challenges. I think about my childhood, and oh Lord, Bless my mama, man. What she had to deal with me. I tell people we jump on houses and climb trees and on
Oh,
trains and ride them halfway across the city.
climb the furniture and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
want
So
to play wrestling and dump each other on their head. And yeah.
yeah, so I need a little extra care sometimes when you're dealing with boys. But yeah, yeah, the self-care part is important, right? So your platform, like, what does it look like? What do you offer to the community? Is it just a place to come congregate to talk about these things, or are there formal um what's the word I'm looking for, avenues where y'all meet,
Events.
to talk about it?
So, Beauty and Me with Tina is a platform. I do interview women, everyone from house moms to employees, employers to CEOs. I interview to tell their stories. I want women to be able to see themselves in others and know that they're not the only ones going through different things.
Mhm.
They tell about their businesses, their goals, problems that they may have had and how they overcome it. And then I just did this March. I'm getting ahead of myself. Uh, Last March, I did Pearls and Pumps High Tea for women to gather and just have a good time and have tea, wear your pearls and your heels, and just have a good time and talk about yourself and the goals that you have. That way you can be celebrated and not have that side eye or that negative energy. Just kind of be with like-minded women and
That's
enjoy
good.
yourself.
That's good. A lot of people want to do work and help and support people. And I was talking to a guy, friend of one of my buddies from back home, and sometimes everybody's looking for the home run. The big crowds. Hey, I need to fill a stadium of people. And often overlooked in those moments is just, these grassroots organizations like yours that reach, 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, and
Hmm.
it literally can make differences for generations. So just do you want to talk about how important it is, or are you okay with, not reaching huge crowds, or is that your expectation one day?
One day I would like to help a lot of women, but I think, especially for me, I like doing smaller events.
Hmm.
If I have 5 to 10 people, that's perfect because you get to talk more, you get to find out more in depth about people
Yeah,
and find out what their likes, dislikes, what their goals are. How can you help them with their goals? Can you network or connect or collaborate on something? So
yeah.
I think smaller crowds are a lot better. I have a virtual event coming up, Bliss Unveiled, which is a virtual event for everyone to attend, which takes care of self care, beauty, and fashion. It's a 3-day event for an hour, and I have different women, different experts coming in and giving tips on how you can take care of yourself and just have a great conversation. And again, it doesn't have to be a lot of people, but the one gem or 2 gems that you get from the conversations from listening to these women can help you in the long run.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Um, the fashion part. So I know it's 3 parts: of self-care, fashion, and beauty. So
Correct.
fashion is something that I'm trying to work on. I'll get in my little routine, and I'm thinking I'm good. But as I was thinking about the discussion, it's trying to see, like, how does fashion fit with self-care? And at first I was thinking that could be, with some people, looked at as vain, if you will. But as we was talking about earlier, it's important that if you feel good, it's because you look good as well, or vice
Hmm.
versa.
Very
You
true.
agree with that?
Very, very true. I do agree with that. Because if you don't dress up, if you don't put yourself together, you look the way you feel and you feel the way you look. Even if you're sick and you put on some clothes, pull your hair back, you feel like you look amazing and you'd be surprised how many compliments you get. And you're like, no, I don't feel good, but I'm just trying to put myself together. It makes a big difference when you tell a lot about yourself. I know there's trends and stuff, but if you be true to yourself and wear what you like and what makes you feel good, you will feel great.
Mm,
And you will be surprised how many people you inspire by how you dress.
yeah, and that old saying where look the part or dress the part. I think that's
Hmm.
important. I like Iris coming there. She says feeling good builds confidence. I'll let you take a moment if you want to speak on that.
It does. You walk with your head up high, your chest
Mhm.
up, head up high. Your crown is straightened for our women and men. Your crown is straightened. You walk like nothing can touch you
Yeah,
because you know you look good. So you feel great. And you walk with that confidence that you know what, I'm gonna have a great day. It's gonna be a good day. I look good. I feel good. Nothing is gonna just it's gonna mess with this.
yeah,
So once you feel like that, somebody can say the rudest thing to you, and you be like, you know what, I know you're having a bad day, but I look good.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you'll forget everything else.
yeah,
Believe it or not, when you look good, it does build that confidence. It does make you feel great. And you'll be surprised. You get a lot of compliments, and people are like, well, where you get that from? Where did you get that from? How did you put that together?
yeah,
And it starts a whole nother conversation with somebody you probably would have never talked to.
yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. So we're in a judgmental society, and I know fashion is something that's relative and relevant and subjective,
Mhm.
if you will, and it's tailored for each individual. So,
Very true.
I remember a few years ago we did a show on should you wear bonnets in public, and we had need to say we have a wide array of opinions on that, and expected. But I'll tell you what one person said. It's like we all judge a woman about wearing a bonnet, but a wave cap is built into male's fashion. And I mean,
I
no,
don't like that.
you ain't feeling that. Okay, so
Uh-uh.
what if it's what's the deal with the bonnets? Talk to me.
So I love bonnets. Do not get me wrong. I have a bonnet myself that I wear around the house. I think with me, a lot of it was I'm from the Virgin Islands. And the
Okay.
way I was raised was you do not step out the house in your pajamas, any kind of hair covering, or nothing like that. You're not going to embarrass me. You always dress because you never know who you're going to meet. It can
Uh-huh.
make a difference of your life. You could be meeting a partner in business, you could be meeting somebody important. You never know who you're going to meet. And it only takes them a second to determine whether they're going to talk to you or not. And there's a couple of instances where I have met people just going to the grocery store. And had I dressed a certain way, they wouldn't have never paid me any attention because people do judge, and it is a judgmental society.
So
Even
is the
though
problem the person wearing the bonnet or the person who's judging because they have a bonnet on?
it's both technically, but if you're especially a business owner or you're looking to change your lifestyle or upgrade how you're living, we know people judge. There's no way around it. So we're going to keep it as real as possible.
I got
You
you.
have to live accordingly. You have to move accordingly. No, you don't live for everybody else. But if you're trying to upgrade your lifestyle, if you're trying to move in business, if you're trying to network and get customers, you don't want your customer to see you, oh, you have on a cute outfit, but you have a bonnet on your head. They're going to walk
If
past you.
it's
Most
matching,
people will,
even if it's matching.
even if it's matching.
Yeah, I know, I'm just kidding.
Some people now I would ask somebody, if your bonnet is cute, I'm going to ask you, where did you get your bonnet from? But for some people, especially if they're not open-minded, they're going to be like, do I want to work with this person? Because if you go out in
Mhm.
public looking like this, how are you going to come to any of our meetings? How are you going to come when we're trying to do a presentation? How are you going to come to an event?
Yeah.
People question a lot of things, especially now with social media. They're quick to take pictures and be like, oh, well, this person said they're a hairdresser, but they have a bonnet on their head and their hair look a mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Vicky said,
you
okay,
have to.
okay. She said she's gonna start dressing up. Yeah, Ivory said, unless you're on the way to get your braids, then that's when the only time it's appropriate to wear buttons.
Really, that's the only time you can do that. To my husband, if he was in here, he would be like, you know what? Even when I'm sick, like I have to be guaranteed to be in the ambulance because if I'm going to the hospital, I'm still throwing on some clothes. He
Okay.
laughs at me. He's like, I don't care because you never know. It's in this day and time, you never know who's recording you. You never know who you're gonna run into, and you don't want to be on social media and a couple months down the road, where I've seen before, you're all over social media because you came out the house looking crazy.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. She said you never know who you'll meet. So always present yourself as the present.
Present,
Yeah.
correct.
I like that. So fashion too. So how involved in fashion are you, and how does it fit into your organization, your program?
I love fashion. I
Okay.
modeled before, like I said, former pageant queen, but fashion is me. Fashion is how I describe myself. I've been wearing heels since I was 5. I've been rocking heels.
Okay.
Through school, I wore heels. I may own maybe a pair of tennis shoes that I may have worn 5 times,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
if that. But I dress differently from everybody else. I don't dress like everyone else
Okay.
because my fashion is for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I try to tell other women, like, you don't have to dress the trends. You don't have to dress like someone else. If you love it, cool. You can even make it your own, but dress what makes you comfortable and what makes you feel beautiful.
Everything except for a bunny.
As do not leave wear your bonnet out the house. If that's you, if you're advertising your bonnet, wear that bad boy every day. Wear it every day. That way you can get your customers and do what you need to do. Market
Okay.
yourself. Look at me.
I
I'm
do.
still working on that myself. But
Yeah.
market yourself. If you have a scarf, if you have a bonnet, if you have the do-rag, market yourself. Do not get me wrong. If that's your company, if that's your business, do that. But for an everyday person, if you're in a market of something else and you're trying to meet other people, you're trying to network, you want to present yourself as being approachable. You want someone to come to you and be like, you look great. Where did you get that from? Or what do you do?
Yeah.
I go to my kids' school. This is a good example. I go to my kids' school for just to drop them off or for lunch on the lawn. And I have a lot of the moms like, how do you do it? You're up in the morning with hair done, makeup done, and you're dressed to the nine. Like, what is your secret?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what do you do for a living? And it starts a whole another conversation of me networking with them and giving them different context on what they can do. So again, you never know who you can help just by how you dress.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. And the other part of it was just closely related, and we probably did some crossover there, but the beauty side of it. And beauty is more than just the physical. So, how does beauty, the discussion of beauty, fit into your platform?
So beauty is, I say, inside and outside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because you can be gorgeous on the outside, but if you're mean-hearted, if you're mean on the inside, it can make you ugly on the outside. It
Absolutely.
can it can take away your beauty that you have. So with that, I would say for people that are you're gorgeous, or and especially with beauty is in the eye of the beholder as well.
Of course.
So you may be a 10 somewhere here, and then over here you're a 1. So it all depends on the person. I would say treat others the way you want to be treated, started off.
Mm-hmm.
That starts with the beauty aspect. And carry on forth. Uh, be nice and be positive. That's a big thing. Be very positive.
Yeah.
Very, very positive. And then when it comes to the outside of it, maintain yourself. You don't have to do the whole makeup. You don't have to do the whole hair thing, but do something that makes you feel good, even if it's just combing your hair down. Like, I wear my hair down straight a lot. It's the easiest thing. It's the quickest thing I can do.
Yeah.
Make sure you take care of your skin. Drink a lot of water. A quick moisturizer through your face. A quick eyeliner and lip gloss for some people. Have a manicure, pedicure at home, or go to the nail salon. Those are things that not only help with the outside, but it helps with the inside because it makes you feel better. It makes you
Mm-hmm.
feel beautiful on the inside. It
Yeah.
makes you feel beautiful on the outside. And when you feel beautiful on both ends, you carry that energy on out.
Yeah.
You help the energy on out to other people.
Yeah.
And I know some people's like, I don't want to help other people. It may not be your goal, but you never know the plan God has for you.
Mm.
So you kind of just roll with it.
Yeah.
And you follow the flow, and you'll be surprised just from you doing those simple things of being beautiful on the inside and being beautiful on the outside. You're going to help somebody else, because someone may simply just come up and be like, well, how are you glowing?
Yeah.
Where's your energy coming from? Because some people pick up on energy, and because you have a beautiful energy and because you're a beautiful person, they want to know, well, how is that possible? Like, I don't feel that. I don't generate that energy. How do you do it?
Yeah.
And even though you may not want to help that person, that's your goal. That's what you're supposed to do. So now you start a conversation on how they can be beautiful on the inside, how they can be an awesome person, be a nice person, how they can just remind them of the old saying, treat others as you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
A simple hello. I smile at women all the time, and sometimes they probably think I'm the weirdest thing ever. But I smile at people because it makes them feel good. Some people can be having a bad day, and just a simple smile can brighten their day.
Yeah.
A simple hello. How are you doing?
Yeah. That's awesome. You know, that old saying that beauty is only skin deep. You're taking it further. Like it's not skin deep. You can be beautiful on the inside too. But I get the gist of that. That saying is saying like, hey, don't just focus on the outer. To make sure that the inner matches too. So, and
Yeah.
go ahead. You were going to say something. Go ahead.
No, that's it. Make sure they match, because again, you could be gorgeous. You could be 10, 20 on the outside, but if that inside do not match, it makes you a 1 or a 0 or negative, depending on how bad you are.
Yeah. So let's unpack that a little bit more. So we're in a society where a lot of focus is on the beauty. Not that it is not on the inside, you know, the inner beauty as well, because there are, you know, platforms like yours, you know, is making waves in that arena. But how do you navigate that in this world where everything is about the physical? You know, we're a superficial society as a whole. But you know, I mean, what does it look like your conversations with people when you're telling them like, hey, yes, look good on the outside, but your inner beauty is, if not more, just as important.
Be different.
Okay.
Don't be a copycat.
Okay.
Be the original, authentic you.
Hmm.
If you love hard, love hard. Love with all your heart. But just make sure you set boundaries.
Yeah.
Don't hurt someone. Don't do unto somebody. If you want to be mean or call somebody ugly, how would you feel if they did that to you?
Yeah.
That would hurt your feeling, wouldn't it? It would make you feel bad. So don't do that to someone.
Yeah.
Treat someone you want. Okay, the best example I gave someone is treat someone the way you want them to treat your mom. Mom is a heart.
Yeah.
So if you want someone to treat your mom like gold, treat them like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I agree.
That's the easiest way to get everyone to be on the same
Yeah,
page.
you know, it's unfortunate that we're in a society again where you are applauded and cheered on with how ugly and witty and sarcastic and condescending you can be to folks, right?
Mhm.
Um, so that I mean that again, platforms like yours are important because they serve as a reminder and even fill in the gap, sometimes as a buffer, you know, between the good and the bad. So I applaud you for that. But yeah, that beauty thing is more than the exterior. And we know people spend bukus of money on that, right?
It's
And
a high dollar industry.
yeah, and I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, right? If you know want to spend that, but I think you should also spend time making sure the inner beauty is matches.
I know a lot of people are against this, but if you need it, therapy and counseling. I did it.
Mhm.
I recommend it to anybody. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's talking to someone that is non-biased, that
Yeah,
is going to tell you and direct you on what you need. And then the next thing to do is pray. If that is your spiritual background and your belief, pray. That's
yeah,
that's your next help.
absolutely, absolutely. So we got this comment right here from Tamika. She says, just be you. Don't try to meet society desires or perception of what you should be. I'll let you comment on that if you want.
I completely agree. I am a true believer. I have always been that sore thumb to say. Wherever I go, no matter the group of people, I always stuck out because I've always been different. The
Hmm.
way I talk, the way I dress, the way I look, I've always been different. And I have no problem with that. I enjoy it because I know it's me. It's
Yeah,
what I love, it's what make me feel good. I would say do not rely on society, because society can sometimes, a lot of times, excuse me, steer you wrong.
absolutely.
Be
Uh,
what's true to you. Do what's true to you. Be yourself. You can never go wrong with being yourself,
yeah,
because you will know at the end of the day you did what was meant for you, not for anyone else.
that's good. That's good. Evening, brother Damon. Appreciate you tuning in. So let me ask you this. So how do you ensure that you're not crossing the line from and there may not be an issue with you, but if you're advising or having one of these discussions and someone says like, hey, my husband thinks that what I wear is not appropriate, so there is that element of it. How do you stand in your truth and what feels good to you, and also honor a relationship if that's not what he wants?
So, with my husband, we met a while ago, a long time ago. So I dressed differently, to say the least, when I met my husband. But I have rules to how I dress. If it's nighttime and we're going out, it's a little bit more risky.
Mhm.
Daytime, I'm more conservative
Okay.
of how I dress. But I would say that's conversations you need to have, if you can, before you get married. There has to be an understanding. If you're already married and that's still a topic that's an issue, you can compromise. My husband does not like shopping. He hates shopping with a passion.
Mm.
But he shops because he enjoys picking out clothes with me. Because sometimes I love fashion, but I'm like, okay, this I can be extra, real extra. And he's like, no, tone this down a little bit. You might want to match this together. So it's one of those things that I would say, make sure your spouse is your friend. If your spouse is your best friend, fashion is not an issue. You learn how to compromise and how to please each other. And your spouse also makes sure that you're you.
Okay.
Your spouse will always make sure that even if you're wearing something they may not 100% approve of, you can compromise and not lose yourself.
Mm.
Your
Okay.
spouse should never want you to lose the person that you are.
Yeah, that's good. Brother Damon agrees with you. He said that part, sis. Yeah. Tamika throws up the hearts. She's agreeing too, but she also said stirring the pot. She said that because I tend to do that right there. So that's a important part. Um, I like this comment right here. Can you see this from Ivy? You want to read it and respond to it?
Try online shopping with your husband so he can see how it looks on the model. We've tried that actually.
Really?
We have tried that. It has become a joke, to say the least. Because some of the new catalogs, especially, a lot of the models are AI. So it's very interesting to look at what they see the woman body as to what a real woman body looks like.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
So it's very fun, but
Yeah. So for the guys that are out there that might be watching, just to give them some assurance and comfort level, this is not some women lib movement like down with
yeah.
men, up with women kind of thing. It's really that delving into like the self-care part, the beauty of the fashion part is helping grow and improve your total self. Am I stating that correctly?
Yes, including your total self. We don't want to neglect the husbands because you all are one. That is the first thing. When you're married, you and your spouse are one.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you do not want your spouse to lose themselves or their identity. Because if I can only speak for a woman perspective. If a woman loses herself, everything else kind of falls at the waistline.
Mm.
She questions everything. She even, to be honest, she questioned what you do, what you like. Especially if you like things on social media, she questions that. Is that what you like? Is that how she's supposed to dress? If she's not aware of herself, she
Mm.
loses her confidence on her identity. So I would say, even though you guys are one, for my fellas and women too, vice versa, don't let your spouse lose themselves. Even if you don't approve of what they wear, come to a compromise.
Mhm.
You be surprised. My husband would say sometimes I'm his doll because he has fun just like going through stuff and just laughing at me when I'm going through clothes, can't decide what to wear. So you can have fun, do fashion shows for each other. For him, he probably like it. Put on a fashion show for him. Go shopping and put on a fashion show. He may really like it. You never
Okay.
know.
Give the ladies
Get
the
ready for
game.
date night.
I like that. I like that. So here's the comment from Dane. We were talking about the online shopping. He said, "Nope, nope, nope. Buy it and try it I don't like the model. That's funny. He said he don't like the model. He like his wife. Go put that thing on for him.
That's right. That's right.
He was talking about AI versus real.
Hmm.
And oh, what's this? Oh, Tamika says, yes, the self-esteem will definitely take a hit with insecurities. Yeah. And that's an important part too, that some insecurities can have nothing to do with your spouse or your mate. And have
Very
everything to
true.
do with what you dealt with in the past. So I like you talked about therapy earlier, and that's an important part of being the best version of self total, recognizing that sometimes therapy may be needed, right?
Very true. It is. We don't like to admit sometimes that we have internal traumas or generational curse, as they call it, that we need to handle. But if you can be upfront and true to yourself that, hey, there's an issue I need to take care of,
Hmm.
you will be surprised where you can cut that curse off and stop it before it gets to your kids.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So I like this comment right here from Dane. He says, fellas, uplift your ladies. It will benefit you in the long run. So with that being said, I want to ask you how men can support your organization and the movement that you're a part of.
Men can tune in to the show as well, along with their wives, their spouses. It's for everyone. Yes, I direct a lot of my interviews and my blogs to women, but men can get some tips if you want to do something special for your lady. When it comes to
Mm,
self care, set her up for a spa day, or even do the spa yourself. Get the stuff that you need and set it up at home for a good date night.
mhm, mhm,
Picking out her clothes for a date night or just for a day out. A
mhm.
lot of those things can a little women like little things, things that men would not normally do. It makes a difference. It shows her that you care and that you're paying attention.
I think some men will probably have issue with that statement, but you're probably right.
Sorry.
You know the thing on social media when they asking the woman what she wants to eat and she can't decide. And I got a trick out there. Hey, this is for the fellas. If she can't decide on what she wants to eat, offer McDonald's. And then when she rejects it, she'll probably go get it. So that's my little tip right there.
I'm like that. I can't say anything. That's why I'm laughing because I am one of those women that unless I'm craving something, I have no clue what to eat. Mom's like, "What do you want to eat?" I don't know. What do you got a taste for?
Yeah. Okay. I like this right here. Ivory said men take charge and plan. And I know that
Yes.
varies back and forth, but give us
Yes.
the game on that. Because again, we don't want to come across as controlling or limiting what you want to do. But I mean, is it really that simple? Take charge and plan it.
It is. Yes and no. It's a in between. I say yes and no because yes, if you take charge, you pick out her outfit, make dinner reservations, and plan a night out or plan a day out. She's gonna be like, "Oh, this is nice." She can let loose, and she didn't have to do anything other
Mm,
than just relax. But at the same time, if it's in a different aspect, and tone is everything. So let me start with that. Tone is everything.
mhm.
If it comes off harsh, she can still take it the wrong way.
Yeah,
Even though that's not your intent, she can still take it the wrong way.
yeah,
But if it is from a genuine place and well planned out, she would love it. You will be surprised the difference the attitude can flip real fast.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Especially if she's having a bad day and that's done, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Ivory says, we want you to take control. We want men to take control. And Dame says, no problem here. I don't control her, but I do take action. And
That
she said, not controlling, it's a difference. So it sounds like if I am going to be assertive or take control like that and plan the evening, I know what she likes. I know what she
mhm,
desires. I know what she doesn't like, right? And so
mhm,
when I'm making those decisions, I'm not going to make it about me, and
right.
really taking consideration because I've studied her and I know what makes her click and tick. Is that right?
Right. And that way she knows you've paid attention.
Yeah.
You've probably had conversations before, or if she's shown you a couple of things, and if you put those things into play, then she'll be like, "Oh wow, he's been paying attention. Oh, this is nice.
Mm,
Oh, it it makes her feel special. It makes her feel wanted. Whatever insecurities she may have had or any questions she may have had, it kind of put her at rest
Yeah.
to let her know that okay, he can take control and I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about him getting my order wrong or order me something wrong size or getting the wrong color because he knows me. He knows what I do and do not like. The problem comes in is when you try to do it and you get all the information wrong or some of the information wrong because then she's like, okay, who is this for? So you want to make sure you have
Yeah.
everything right, or even if you're not sure, text some family members.
Yeah.
If
But
you
hey,
can't remember, text some family members or friends. Like, you know what, I want to do this. You got any ideas that may help make this a
yeah.
little specialer?
But it's the thought that counts, right?
It is. It is, but sometimes if it's not, women read. Our intuition usually points us in directions. So depending on how it's done,
Yeah,
we're gonna read between the lines.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. I was taking a shot at one of my good friends. States that a lot. He may have missed the mark on a gift, but it was like it's the thought that count. And we actually had that discussion last year on Valentine's Day. If a lady don't like flowers, and he knows that, but he likes flowers or whatever, it's easy. Whatever reason, he still goes and spends $200-300 on flowers. Should she be thankful that he at least thought about her?
That's in between. I would say yes, but at the same time, no.
Yeah,
I know some guys are gonna be mad because I said that, but I would say
I'm
no
with you.
because the way I see it is you made it easier for yourself, but you didn't consider that she doesn't like flowers. There's a reason she doesn't like flowers. It could be something hurtful. It could be a trauma that she dealt with in the past is why she don't like flowers.
Yeah,
And here you are buying flowers again because it's easier for you. And you're stirring up energy and you're stirring up emotions that she thought that she suppressed.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, it may be easier for you, but it's not about you. It's you're supposed to be thinking about what to get her that would show that you care for her on a
yeah,
special day.
yeah. I think they in the audience they agree with you right there. We got Tiffany. Hey Tiffany, appreciate you tuning in. She said, "Study, learning her is everything. A lot of men and women won't take the time to learn the other, and that goes part
Very
the
true.
part what we were talking about earlier when it comes to the self-care. Like you can't do it yourself. You also depend on your mate to fill in the gap, help and assist and all that. And part of that is taking paying attention to your desires and what makes you
Correct.
click and burn. So flowers is one of those that could go either way, maybe but just say if
Right.
it's something that you truly don't like, and he's up there like, hey, but I spent $500 on it, and you don't like, that was a selfish gift for him, maybe, but
hmm
uh, yeah,
Um, I'm trying to see how to put this. So money is needed. Uh, Money is nice. Expensive gifts are can be nice, but if the gift is not given from the heart or with love,
that's it.
it's it is meaningless.
Yeah,
You could spend $500, you could spend $1,000, but if you got something for your woman that she doesn't like or that she's allergic to or that triggers emotions in her, it doesn't mean anything. The only thing you've done now is show that you didn't pay attention, that you didn't listen to her, and that what she said didn't matter.
yeah. Okay, give the fellas the game right here. I like Tamika. She said, if it's got to be a plant, just get me a bamboo plant. So I hope Dion listening. Dion, get Tamika a bamboo plant, not flowers. So there we go. So you mentioned earlier, gave a tease about an event that we got coming up in January. So I'm going to share this flyer here and give you a moment to again just talk about what's going on and how we can be a part of this event. Here we go.
So yes, we have Bliss Unveiled Self-Care, Beauty, and Fashion coming January 7th through 9th, 2025, which is not too far away. And I have some amazing ladies that will be speaking for the 3 days. Self-care is the first day, beauty is the second, and fashion is the third day. And these ladies are just going to give tips and give advice on what you can do on all three subjects. You can register at eventbrite.com. Just look for Tina Foy Presents Bliss Unveiled. And you also get a free gift if you do register in time.
Yeah. So give a word to the men out there, how they can encourage their women to be a part of this, because this could be beneficial for them, not for the lady, but for the relationship. So talk to the
Very
fellas,
true.
if you will.
Well, my gentlemen, kings, I would say register her. Schedule the event for her. Make sure she's not working and she doesn't have anything to do with the kids, and she has a break, or even help take care of the kids for about an hour or so she can get on and conversate with some other ladies and get together, and she can get some advice and some tips on how she can make her life a little bit easier, and that way it's a little bit easier for you. As the saying goes, happy wife, happy life. It may help you in that aspect of things as well, but just to help her with her mental and getting herself back to where she want to be, make a big difference in the household. You will be surprised. Speaking for myself.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good information. So yeah, fellas, go ahead and make sure you get your ladies signed up. Tell them about it. And again, hopefully they get something for it out of it, and it helps build your relationship and make it even stronger. So got few more comments on here we're going to get to before we close out this show. Iris said if it's not genuine, she don't care. So Iris said she ain't even playing with you. If you get her something,
I don't blame her.
hey, Iris said you better keep the receipt.
Exactly. I do not blame her at all.
That's my buddy, right? So Iris is one of the members here of the podcast. So I appreciate her tuning in and watching. Tamika said she had a house full of the bamboo plants. Yeah, so, that's her thing right there. And I'm sure Mr. Dion knows that. Again, she showed the website for people to go and register for this event. It's Bliss Unveiled Summit.eventbrite.com. Go ahead and ladies, if you're take a moment just to register and be a part of this. I know it's going to be great. You'll be blessed. And men, if you're women, not just your spouses, if you got sisters and mothers and daughters and cousins or just friends, spread this information, to help build a stronger community. It's something that can definitely help us as a whole. Dame is in agreement with you earlier as well about how men can help. And Tamika said, do the nice thing for her. She'll appreciate that you thought of her if she's the right woman. I just thought I'd add on there. It's not what Tamika said, but just thought I'd add that on there. So this is good. I am looking forward to it. I know it's geared towards women, but men, if you want to learn the game, tap in and be a part of it and see how you can assist. Tamika said yes, sisters, moms, nieces, friends, daughters, and co-workers. Yeah, let's help fill those seats. And then again, it's online, so just spend some a few hours out your day to be a part of this and be blessed by it. So I think Tamika said that you are petty. Oh, she's talking about me. Yeah. So this was good. This was fun. I was thinking we were gonna go about 30 minutes, but these topics are important. So I want you to leave us with some encouraging words, your platform or anything that you want to talk about, just to help us walk away with some words of encouragement.
Well, I would say one of my favorite, most popular sayings is never dim your light for anyone else. Be the authentic you. Be you, love you, and enjoy life. Never dim your light. If you want to wear white all year round, do so. There's no rules. Do what makes you feel good, but be you.
Yeah, that's good. You're right. So many times I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she made a vow to stop letting people dictate her life. She didn't use the word people pleaser, but it sounded somewhat like that. She let people direct, her life based off what they wanted, and she wanted them to be happy. So she stretched herself too thin. So when she told me that, it just kind of made me smile. It's like, better late than never. You know, you can spend years and years and years catering to other people, and it builds resentment. You know, and
It does.
there's some self responsibility there too. So I was glad to hear her say that. You know, and some
I
people don't
understand.
like it, right?
I've been there, so I understand her.
Yeah,
I'm proud of her. I don't know her, but I'm very proud that she's decided to do that. I was there before, so I completely understand.
yeah, yeah. And I would just say one more time and let you speak on this. Self care is not at the expense of others, where you get to neglect others. Self care
Correct.
actually enhances, you know, your relationships and your interactions with each other. Would you agree?
I would agree. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others.
Yeah.
But you have to learn how to manage your time and how you do it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hey, Ivory said, if you're ladies, if you're gonna tune in to the summit, she said, take your bunnies off before you join. And you know what?
Unless you're advertising your bonnet, then yeah.
Yeah,
No.
once you keep the camera off. Oh man, Dame said, great combo. Looking forward to the event, Tina. 2025 with the moguls is going to be off the chain.
Off the
Absolutely.
chain. Yes.
We're about to do some great things with mogul family. So and yeah, Tamika said you better speak it. So this was fun. I appreciate you spending
It
time with me.
was.
That self-care, beauty, and fashion is just a part of it, but it entails a lot. So if y'all tuned in late, go back and watch it out from the beginning. Tina breaks this thing down and explains how important self-care, fashion, and beauty is to your entire being. So it's good information. Audience, we appreciate you. You know, it's the floor. The floor is yours. We make sure we give time to address your comments and your questions if you have any. Tina, I just ask that we do this again.
Yes, I would be
Yeah.
more than happy to. This was very fun.
Yeah. And we talked earlier. You said you were from the Atlanta area, and I was telling Tamika when we were talking, like Atlanta in my mind is kind of like LA, and that everybody there is somebody, at least in their mind. And that ain't necessarily a bad thing, right? But
No. So I am outside of Atlanta, but
okay.
I might as well say I live there because I'm always there, but I am
Mhm.
outside of Atlanta. I am more where UGA is. I'm in that area,
Okay.
University of Georgia. So I'm a dog fan. Go dogs. Um,
That's it. Georgia.
but I am Atlanta is the place where business is done,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a little bit of everything, and you get opportunities. Networking there
Hmm.
is something amazing. I've been there a few
It
times and met
is.
some amazing people. So hey, tap in so
It
I
is.
appreciate
There's
you.
always an event going on.
Yeah, and I'll do this one more time before we get off of here. I want people to have the Eventbrite. Go to Bliss Unveiled Summit.eventbrite.com. And is there a cost or is this free?
It is free.
Yeah.
It is completely free. We do have options open if companies want to sponsor, get their brand awareness out. We do have options on there as well. And you
Okay.
can always send me a message if you have any questions at Beauty and Me with Tina. I am on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'll make sure here at the podcast we send something so we can be a sponsor and help this be a successful event. So I think it's important
Thank
what you're
you.
doing. So I just want to do what I can to help that out. So all right. Audience, we
Thank you.
appreciate you. Want to say goodbye to everybody before we close out the show?
Well, bye everyone. I hope everyone have a wonderful Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whichever one you celebrate. I hope you have a safe and wonderful holiday.
Won't need another, this one here really do it for you.
Baby, I'm gonna for you. Yeah, baby, I'm for you. Baby, come down to the for you. Let me show you how to for you.
Now it's my turn to tell y'all about my big bro Gerard and the podcast crew.
And good night, everyone. We'll see you next time.